Picture this with me for a second. It's 20 to 7 on a Tuesday evening. The office is empty. The cleaners have started on the far side of the floor, and there's one person still at their desk in the procurement team. Let's call her Sarah, because there is a Sarah in every team I have ever worked in. Sarah is matching invoices by hand. Purchase order, goods receipt, invoice, line by line by line. She's got 240 of them to clear before the month-end close, and she's maybe a third of the way down the pile. And on her second monitor, muted because she gave up listening 20 minutes ago, a vendor webinar is still playing. And the slide on the screen says, in big, confident, 40-point font, autonomous procurement is here. That gap, that distance between the slide and the spreadsheet, between what's being sold and what's being lived. That gap is the entire reason this show exists. I'm Carlo, and this is the Smarter Supply Chain. If you found your way here, you're probably one of two people. Either you actually do this work, you're in procurement, in sourcing, in supply chain, somewhere in the machine, or you lead the people who do. Either way, glad you're here. So let me tell you who I am, quickly, because it matters for what comes next. I've spent 28 years in this industry, not analyzing it from the outside, doing it. I've run the categories, I've chased the late deliveries, I've sat across the table from suppliers who were lying to me, and a few who were telling me the truth I didn't want to hear. I've done the three-way match at 20 to 7 on a Tuesday. I am Sarah, and I have managed 40 Sarahs. And here's the thing I want to be straight about. From the very first minute, I am not an AI guy. I'm not a futurist. I don't have a newsletter full of breathless threads about how everything changes next Tuesday. I'm a procurement and supply chain person who got curious and then got serious about a set of tools that I think are genuinely going to change how we work. Some of them are remarkable. A lot of them are nonsense. And almost nobody in our world is being honest with you about which is which. Because here's what's actually happening. There is an enormous amount of money being spent right now to convince you of one specific story about AI. And the story goes like this. The technology is the hero. Your judgment is the bottleneck. And the future is autonomous, which is a polite, board-friendly word for without you. That story is everywhere. It's in the webinar on Sarah's second monitor. It's in the deck your finance director got emailed. It's in the demo that worked flawlessly because somebody spent 3 weeks cleaning the data behind it. And I want to be careful here because I'm not anti-technology. I'm anti that story. The villain of this show is never going to be a piece of software. The villain is the hype. It's the vendor incentive to oversell. It's the groupthink that makes a whole industry nod along to a demo nobody could actually reproduce on their own messy, real-world data. The villain is everyone who's decided it's easier to sell you a miracle than to sell you a tool. Because a miracle doesn't need you to think. And a tool does. So let me give you the question I think we should actually be asking. Not, will AI replace me? That's their question. And it's designed to make you anxious. The real question is much more useful. What is this tool actually taking off my plate, my time, or my judgment? Because those are two completely different things. And the entire game is in telling them apart. Your time is the three-way match. It's reformatting the supplier list. It's writing the first draft of an RFP you've written 80 times before. It's the chasing, the copying, the reconciling, The work that fills your day, but doesn't actually need you specifically to do it. That's the stuff AI is genuinely, surprisingly good at. And every hour of it that you hand over is an hour you get back. Your judgment is something else entirely. It's knowing that this supplier always quotes low and bills high. It's reading the room in a negotiation. It's the gut feeling that the cheapest bid is the one that's going to blow up your third quarter. That's not a bottleneck to be automated away. That is the job. That's the 28 years. So the promise of this show isn't that AI does your work. It's the opposite. It's that AI does the work that was never worthy of you. So you can spend your time on the work that actually is. Human time, reclaimed and reinvested in human judgment. That's the whole thing. If you take one sentence away from this episode, take that one. Let me make that concrete. Because I don't trust ideas that can't survive contact with a real Tuesday. Years ago, long before any of this, I had a contract renewal land on my desk. Big spend. The kind where the supplier sends over a 40-page agreement and quietly assumes nobody reads past page 3. And mostly, nobody does. There's no time. You skim it, you check the price, you sign. That particular week, I had the time because something else had slipped. So I read the whole thing, and buried on page 31 was a clause that auto-renewed us for 3 years at a price tied to an index that only ever went one direction, up. Nobody put it there to cheat us. It was just standard for them. I caught it because I had an hour, not because I'm clever, because I had an hour. And that 1 hour, that one clause, was worth more than my salary that year. Now, here's the part that matters. Today, I can have an AI read all 40 pages in about 90 seconds and flag every clause that should make a human nervous. It doesn't decide anything. It doesn't sign anything. It just hands me the page, 31 moments, and gives me back the hour I used to have to steal. That's not autonomous procurement. That's not the robot taking the wheel. That's a junior analyst who never sleeps, never gets bored on page 29, and always hands the real decision back to the person with the 28 years. That's what good looks like. And it's a lot less exciting than the slide on Sarah's monitor. It's also a lot more real, which brings me to the deal I want to make with you. For this whole show, I'm going to show you the failures. When a tool I was excited about falls over, when it invents a supplier that doesn't exist, when it confidently gives me a number that's just plain wrong, you're going to hear about it. Not buried, not spun, out loud, because anybody who only ever shows you the wins is selling. And we already established who the villain is. I'm going to rate things honestly. On this show, I use a simple traffic light system. Green, for the tasks AI can genuinely take off your hands today. Amber, for the ones where it helps, but you have to babysit it. And red, for the ones where, frankly, it'll do more harm than good. No tool is all green. Anyone who tells you theirs is reading from a deck. And I'm never going to talk to you like you're behind. You're not behind. You're busy. There's a difference. And our entire industry keeps confusing the two on purpose. So here's where we're going. Together. Over the coming episodes, I'm going to take the actual tasks in your week, the sourcing, the supplier management, the negotiations, the report your manager wants by Friday, and I'm going to put each one through that traffic light test. Next time, I'm taking the single most time-hungry task in your week and putting it under the microscope. I'll bring you the tools I'm actually using. the prompts that actually work, and the ones that wasted my afternoon, so they don't waste yours. And every now and then, I'll pull back the curtain on how this stuff is really being bought and sold behind closed doors. Because you deserve to know how the sausage is made before someone serves you the sausage. No hype. No homework you'll never do. Just the honest version. From someone who's still got the scars. Before I let you go, one thing and only one. Because I hate shows that spend half their time asking you for stuff. I've written down a lot of what I just talked about. Which tasks are green, which are red, the prompts I actually trust. In a short playbook for procurement people. It's free. It's not a trial. It's not a teaser. There's no card. It's linked in the show notes. If today resonated, go and grab it. And if it didn't, no hard feelings. And thank you for the 20 minutes. And if you do, just one thing for me. Hit follow, so the next one finds you on its own. I'm Carlo. This has been the Smarter Supply Chain. The work is changing, and for once, it might just be changing in our favor. Let's make sure it does.